In this video, we're going to look at how to set up a very simple holding page with a countdown timer so that when you're building a client's website or maybe you're making some changes to yours, you can put this holding page up and it'll stop the users from navigating around your website whilst you make those changes. There are some plugins out there that can do something very similar, but this gives you the ability to use page building tools like Elementor to create some really nice, unique custom designs. So I'm going to show you a rough sketch that I've done of the design and how it's going to look. And this is what we're going to be creating here. So we've got a nice image in the background, the crest of the High Sheriff of Oxfordshire. We're going to have a button here that will link us to the contact form at the bottom. And we're going to have a very simple countdown timer here as well. So here is the website. It's currently running on OceanWP as our theme, this one here. And the plugins that we're going to be using for this are Elementor, which is our page builder, essential add-ons for Elementor, Forminator, which will be our contact form, Ocean Extra, which gives us the ability to adapt some of the more finer details of our page settings, SiteGorund Optimiser to make our website load quicker, and then WordFence security to give us that extra security. So as you can see, I've already built in some pages and they're all blank, and these are the pages that the client wants to include on their website. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new page, and we're just going to call this holding page. We're going to set our content layout to 100% full width. We're going to disable our header, and we're going to disable our footer. Publish again. Now let's have a look at our page. So we've still got our header up here, so let's jump back in and change that. So now all that the users will see is the copyright at the bottom of the page. There won't be a header for them to navigate around, and there won't be a footer either. So now that we've built our page, we need to set it as our home page, because if we have a look at the main page, it will take us to this, and we'll still be able to navigate through our menu. So to do that, we're going to head back to our dashboard, and we're going to come down to settings and reading. And we're going to change our home page from a static page to now be our holding page. Save changes. So now when we hit refresh, we can see that we've got this blank page here to start building. So we're going to come to pages, and then we're going to go down and edit our holding page here. Once we've done that, we're going to click Edit with Elementor, and we can start building our page like we normally would. So this is the example that we're going to be building here. So we need a section like that, and we're going to change the section layout to full width, and we're going to upload all the images that we've already optimized in advance to our website. I want to come back in later and change the alt text and optimize for SEO. For now, we're just going to focus on the build. So I'm going to select our first image, and we're going to center it to bottom center. No repeat, and cover as our settings. Next, we're going to add our image, and we're going to select the coat of arms there. Drop it down to 300, and we're going to give it a white background like that. somewhere around there. So we brought our margin in now, and we're just going to add some padding to the top and to the bottom. And then we're going to add rounded corners. Like that. This is where we're kind of going with it. Just going to make the image the right size, so somewhere around there. Like that, looks pretty good. Now we're going to add our heading, which is High Sheriff of Oxfordshire. Just going to add a line drop like that. And we're going to center it. Change the text color to white. And we're just going to change some of these settings here. Give it a text shadow just to make it pop a little bit more. Now we're going to add our contact button. Going to center it like that. Change the style. Somewhere around there. Like that. And we're going to give it some corners. And we're going to give it a slight color change for when we roll over it, like so. Our image is a little bit big, so I'm just going to scale that back down. Like that. And just give a bit of space in now between all our elements. As well as the top and the bottom of the page. And let's see how it looks on the front end. So it's starting to come together. Potentially the image is still a little bit too big. So there we go, that's looking good. I think even a motion enter graphics, with it fading up, something like that would look quite cool. This gap's a bit too big, so let's reduce that. So now we're going to start on the next section here, which is this bit here, and it has our countdown timer. So this actually has 3 sections, like so, with these being considerably smaller than the middle one. Going to add our image, and it's just this one here. And again, we're going to change it to full width. We're going to remove the padding here that's stopping it from touching the edge. We're going to change the alignment of this column so it places the image at the bottom, and this one, the alignment, so it places the image at the top. I'm going to add another image here, and this time we're going to add our triangles. Change them down to 300, take this one down to 768. Now we're going to add our text in the center, like that. So let's grab our heading, and we're just going to type in empowering young people, center it. Somewhere around here. So just saving this color so we can come back to it later. Next, we're going to add the next text below it. Going to centralize it. We're going to change the HTML tag to 6 because it has low value or priority. We're going to make it a little bit bigger. Uppercase. Now I'm going to change the background to the blue that we're using. Somewhere around there. Change the color to white. Some padding. That. Next, we're going to create this little overlap that's going on here. So for that, we need to create a lot of padding at the top. Lift that image up. Somewhere around there. And then we're just going to reduce that margin like so. So now we're going to search for countdown. We're going to use Elementor's countdown timer. Going to position this column in the middle. And the countdown, the website launch will be kind of the end of March for this client. So here we want days, we want hours, we want minutes. We don't need seconds because that's a bit over the top. And then when it expires, you want it to redirect to our actual home page. So I'm just going to get the link for that. Just this one here. Right click view, copy link. I'm going to paste that in there. And we're going to give it a box shadow like that. So we want something that looks like this. A nice border. I think the shadow is a little bit too heavy. So we're going to soften it and increase the blur. Softer. Going to change that to black. There we go. Like that. And we don't need to make any other changes there really. So we're just going to bring this in. Like that. And we're just going to give it some padding to make them a bit longer. Like so. So now when we take a look at it, it's starting to come together. So we've got our countdown timer. Next, we want to create this section here. We're going to add the form in a bit. We're just going to add these images and have the layout sorted. And then we'll do the final footer at the bottom there too. So we've got 3 sections. Actually, let's try it with 2. Change the background. And then we're just going to reduce the margin at the top so we've got that overlap happening again. Now we're going to add some padding. Like that. We'll add our contact form in there in a bit. And then the final one is this image that runs all the way across the bottom. So now when we look at our front end, this is how the website will look. We need a bit of tweaking here, and we're almost good to go. Like that. Well, so just doing some final composition tweaks. We're going to now link this button to this section here. Actually going to link it to this column. Right, in contact in the CSS ID class. I'm going to write that there as well. So next we're going to add our form, and then all we have to do is format it for mobile, and we're done. So we're going to come back into our dashboard, head over to Forminator, and we're going to create a new form. Going to click the Contact Us, and we're going to call this Holding Page Contact Form. So we've got all the information we need here, really. The only thing we really need to do is add our GDPR consent. And we're going to change our appearance to flat, as well as our submit button. We preview our form. We want to change this so it's got a UK code. And potentially this is too big. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a page breaker in just to break it up a little bit. So it looks something like this. We're going to change page 1 to contact info, and then the last one to message. Like that. We just need to change the colors of that and we're all done. So we're going to change pagination to the color we're using, as well as the back button and the next button. And we're also going to change the hover to a slightly different red. And finally, it's just these little dots to change and we're good to go. So we're going to come to pagination and we're going to just change the steps to that there. Boom, and just the dot. And that's our form ready. We're just going to change some of the behavior. We're going to enable autofill as well as honeypot protection. Honeypot protection is good. It kind of helps to weed out bots from filling out your forms. And then we're going to use load form using Ajax to make our form load quicker on our page, or make our page load and then our form. Integrations, we haven't got MailChimp set up yet, but this is where you could do it there, and that's everything. So we're going to click Publish. I'm going to copy this, and we're going to search for shortcode. Paste that in. We can now see our form there. So we're going to set background to white. Give it a shadow, as well as we're going to have a radius like that. And now we just need to kind of pull our form in a little bit more, like so. And the same with the padding. I think our outer glow is a bit too heavy, so we're just going to increase the blur, decrease the opacity a little bit. So now when we have a look at our front end, we can see our website is all formatted. If we click Contact Us, it takes us to the contact form itself. So that's it. All we have to do now is to format it for mobile, which I'm going to quickly show you. So to do that, we click the responsive mode at the bottom here. And we can see we can select mobile devices. Just need to do a few tweaks now to make it all look a bit better. Brilliant. And that's our website formatted for mobile as well. So hopefully that was useful.